This evening, what role should central government have in local matters? One minister speaks out. Minister of Health Volda Lawrence visited the Diamond Drug Bond last week. 1 week later, parking meters draw mixed reactions from business people. Prime Minister Nagamutu answers media's burning questions. In the region, Trinidad prepares for junior soca competition. And internationally, Donald Trump issues a controversial temporary ban on citizens traveling from 7 nations.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Rival Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Headline News is now being streamed live on our YouTube channel, as well as our website, safetvguyana.com. Join us. Should government look into the alleged financial improprieties at City Hall? Andrew Reeks reports that Raphael Trotman, who was performing the duties of Cabinet Secretary last week, said the government's role is a guiding one and not an intervening one.
At the most recent Cabinet press briefing last week, Thursday, Minister of Natural Resources Raphael Trotman was asked to comment on government's position on the state of affairs at City Hall, where they were found to be allegedly financial irregularities and of the situation of proper auditing, etc. The question was posed by a reporter calling on the government to stand on its campaign promises of transparency and accountability.
Again, you're right, government has come into office with riding on a wave of openness and transparency, and I believe that the City Council has to produce a budget and is in the process of doing so. As to whether or not there has to be or should be an audit, I believe the Minister of Communities is the best judge, and perhaps the Auditor General, and has to make that point. But again, I make the distinction between central government and local government. One of our strong positions is that we should work towards a restoration of local government.
Mr. Trotman said government again will not interfere into the local government arm, but that citizens must allow City Hall to do its work according to the law. He continued with a quote from a well-known author.
To quote Winston Churchill, democracy is the worst form of government except for all others. There's nothing perfect about it. But when you consider it next to military juntas, we see what's happening in other parts of the world. We're very grateful for democracy. And when it's a multi-party democracy, as you have in City Hall, different groups and different backgrounds, that really is a melting pot. And that has to be allowed to take shape and to take form and to find its way forward. So government's role is to be a guiding one, not an interventionist one, and to, as I said, intervene only as a last resort.
Minister Trotman, however, reminded City Hall of their role to citizens of Guyana.
But certainly people who are paying their rates and taxes must demand a higher standard, not only from their government, but from their local municipalities, from their regions, and from their NDCs. If I pay, I expect my drains to be cleaned, I expect garbage to be picked up and disposed of properly, and I expect basic services. So yes, there is an expectation of accountability and transparency, and government will always encourage. But to say that we demand it, we don't believe that the law allows government to speak in that manner to a local organ, but the Minister of Communities is the best judge as to how he will ensure that local democracy unfolds in the proper manner.
Andrew Weeks reporting for Channel 2 Headline News.
Thanks, Andrew. Today marks 1 full week since paid parking in Georgetown went into effect. Thus far, the responses from local retailers have been mixed, to say the least. Today I went to Water Street in downtown and filed this report. When parking meters were introduced in Georgetown last week Monday, the move was not well received. There were reports that low usage on its first day was due to a boycott of the system. While most residents wrote statuses on social media to show their displeasure, these 2 young men used their Instagram page to display their own acts of vandalism. Here they are, urinating on one parking meter. 1 week later, it would seem that the city has started to begrudgingly accept the meters as the new normal. Nonetheless, business owners and hire car drivers in the area are disgruntled with the parking meters, as they are also required to pay the meters. This brings one taxi driver who declined to show his face to bemoan the loss of income caused by the meters.
A taxi man come, you have to pay the same thing out here. You understand me? What? I parked the other day there, Friday. They say $50, 15 minutes. I buy 3 minutes, I get you on the 13th minutes, and I go with the work. Right? I lose the rest of the minutes on the phone, and I lose 150, and the job is 500. Tell me how much they're gonna be now. 350 I drop the work for now. Right? Sometimes you day what like no, I day bit an hour already. The hour will run me 4 times 15 minutes. You understand me? Now when I make the job is not enough for nobody. Who packet they going in? Not the meter packet or whosoever packet.
The taxi driver does see the positive aspects of the meters, as congestion and lack of parking was always an issue for him. He doesn't believe it should be done away with completely. Rather, it should be retooled to be more sensible for taxi drivers.
As they get it, they should get something for the higher cars. Now they say you get higher car park. You go in like now and check how much higher car they register there and what the area and thing, and check the higher car park if you could take more than what them put there. I ain't mind if they give you something like, you know, I pay this every month, and how long I get this badge here, you can go in any park, nobody can tell you nothing.
Raoul Chin, owner of Bouquet La Différence flower shop in Fogarty's building, expresses a similar sentiment. Like the taxi driver, he believes that the concept was solid, but the execution was flawed.
I like it for the space that we have available now, and the congestion is down. But for me as a businessman, I think they should have been able to give us some kind of concessions to say, well, okay, you have to park in front of your business all day to do your deliveries or whatever. Okay, we're going to give you this cut, or we're going to give you a percentage off because you have to be there every day.
But Mr. Chin still encourages his customers to patronize his store and the other local retailers. Also, he gives the public an attractive offer.
But I tell all of my clients, I say, man, come down. It's just $58 for 15 minutes, and if you have to spend 15 minutes in my shop, I will pay the 15 minutes for you. In addition to that, if you come to do any other business in this building, you just punch in 15 minutes, it's just $58. You don't come to stay for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Just come, and you'll be okay.
A decision has been made by the Culture Department and the Mashramani Secretariat to extend the Mashramani parade route in an effort for more persons to be allowed to view the parade on February 23rd. During an interview on the Jumpstart Morning Show on 94.1 FM, Minister with Responsibility for Culture, Nicolette Henry, announced that the department has been listening to the concerns of citizens and has decided that although the parade will still head to Durban Park along Brick Dam, the route to get there will be extended. She said it is now likely that the parade will begin in the vicinity of the Bank of Guyana or at Camp and Church Streets and move along Avenue of the Republic before turning onto Brick Dam and heading to Durban Park. Minister Henry said a definitive decision will be announced soon. When questioned about the decision to change the route, she explained that with the parade ending at Durban Park, there were some security concerns with regards to places that it would have had to pass if it remained on that Church Street route. It is understood that police raised concerns about the parade with its large following passing in front of the president's office. While not offering details of the security concerns, she also said Durban Park could accommodate twice the number of people than could have been accommodated at National Park. Additionally, there will be no admission costs attached for entering Durban Park. Coming up on Headline News after the break, Minister of Public Health visits Diamond Drug Bond, and Prime Minister talks Guyana in age of Trump.
2017 is here, and Clearance will be hosting a big discount sale on Friday, the 27th of January. Dresses from $13,995 to $5,900. Tops from $7,995 to $4,500. Jeans from $12,000 to $5,500. Not forgetting the men, we have big discounts in your department as well. I'm talking shirts from $12,995 to $3,500. Jerseys reduced to $3,500. Levi's designer jeans from $13,995 to $6,500, and a whole lot more. Remember, the sale happens for one day only, Friday the 27th of January. The place to be is clearance. Always keep it unit stock.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
Yes, Guyana, it's finally here! The long-awaited Footsteps Customer Appreciation Day sale is back on Wednesday, 8th February. Get wholesale prices on 3 floors and our 2 Footsteps locations. Yes, no discount card needed to get great savings. It's Footsteps Customer Appreciation Day sale on Wednesday, 8th February. Footsteps, bringing it all together.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you have a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
Minister of Public Health Volda Lawrence visited the Ministry of Public Health's drug bond located at Diamond on Thursday. She said the visit was very informative and has great potential for the efficiency of requests and delivery of drugs across the country's medical institutions. Andrew Weeks reports.
Minister of Public Health Volda Lawrence stated that based on a tour on Thursday at the Ministry of Public Health's drug bond located at Diamond, it was found that there were some gaps and loopholes which needed to be addressed. Among the gaps identified were the shortage of some drugs at the bond. In this recording, which was obtained from the Ministry of Public Health, the minister gave a simple observation during the tour.
My visit to the Diamond Bond, which stores medical supplies, including medicine, has been very informative. We recognize that there is great potential for this place and how we can work on the distribution process, how we can ensure that it is less manual, how we can create linkages, how we can decrease the turnaround time in terms of request and delivery. And also, it was an insightful visit in terms of the capacity for storage, in terms of the receipt of goods that have been contracted to contractors, and also in terms of how we're managing our data. I believe those are issues which myself and the junior minister will chew on with some of our partners in terms of how we move forward. We have some ideas, but we want to see the whole thing and how it works, and we'll pull it together. And as we're working towards ensuring that we have some insight into the operations, not only of procurement, but receipt, distribution, and it meeting the end user, which is our consumers. And now that we have visited the second bond, we will be able to conclude what we have set out to do in the last couple of weeks to ensure that we can address the procurement issue, which is at the top of the list.
Minister Lawrence said that she mandated her Director of Regional Health Services to make contact with all the regions across the country to ensure that they were not affected and to determine their primary drug needs. The minister also stated that Monday morning, the ministry will be able to access the container and commence distribution to areas of need. Minister Lawrence noted that the Guyanese public can be assured of Guyana's efforts to ensure that health needs are met at the various institutions. Andrew Wicks reporting for Channel 2 Headline News.
Thanks, Andrew. This was the scene on the West Bank Road in LaGrange, West Bank, Demerara on Sunday night. According to witnesses at the scene, at around 7 p.m., a passenger automobile traveling south down the carriageway crossed the median and struck a northbound minibus. The resulting collision resulted in the bus slamming into another minibus. The accident caused substantial damage to all three vehicles. The driver of the passenger vehicle was ushered away by police and was not available for comment. The accident may look dramatic. Fortunately, no one was killed or seriously injured. And on Saturday night, several persons were injured in a vehicular accident at New Road, Vredenhoop, West Coast, Demerara. The passengers were rushed to the nearby West Demerara Regional Hospital. Again, there were no fatalities reported. What are the immigration challenges Guyana and the rest of the Caribbean will be facing should U.S. President Donald Trump turn his attention here? You will hear in this clip Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu's response on the matter. You will also hear his thoughts on a leak on government's plan to divest from the state-owned newspaper, the Guyana Chronicle, and the role his son-in-law is playing in Gaisuco. The Prime Minister made those comments at the opening of Guyana Police Officers Conference last week Thursday.
As I said, I can't comment on the decision taken by the United States at this point in time. But as far as I know, the wall is being built along the Mexican border, and I don't see
overall immigration policies by the new administration.
Well, one has to assess that as it unfolds. I'm not going to make any preemptory comment on that.
Sir, is the government seriously contemplating divesting of the Guyana Chronicle?
That has not been on the agenda, and it's a matter that would best be looked into by the board. And I really don't see what I said, what lawyers would say that it's a non sequitur, what I said and
I know, but we've been hearing about government's plans to divest itself of the state newspaper.
I don't know about any such plans.
You don't know, sir?
No.
What role is your son-in-law playing in the Guyana Sugar Corporation?
None, as far as I know.
So why is he part of a team that has been around touring the estates? He was named in a government statement.
He's, as far as I'm aware, he's a credible and successful businessman who is not an investor. He is, I understand, here as a finder to introduce investors to help Guyana at no cost to the government or people of Guyana. I'm not a role that he. I'm not aware that he has. I'm not aware that he has any. Why don't you ask him? Okay.
there may be concerns though
No,
that
can I? We have some other
it might
function.
be parallel to the
I am not.
it might be parallel to the GPC matter involving
I
Mr. Jadil.
I am not aware of what you're saying, any of what you're saying, and your inference is unacceptable. Unacceptable, okay?
Thank you.
So don't buttonhole me and things. Stick to the police.
Still ahead, our regional and international news.
2017 is here and Clearance will be hosting a big discount sale on Friday, the 27th of January. Dresses from $13,995 to $5,900. Tops from $7,995 to $4,500. Jeans from $12,000 to $5,500. Not forgetting the men, we have big discounts in your department as well. I'm talking shirts from $12,995 to $3,500. Jerseys reduced to $3,500. Levi's designer jeans from $13,995 to $6,500, and a whole lot more. Remember, the sale happens for one day only, Friday the 27th of January. The place to be is Clearance. Always keep it unique style.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
Yes, Guyana, it's finally here! The long-awaited Footsteps Customer Appreciation Day sale is back on Wednesday, 8th February. Get wholesale prices on 3 floors and our 2 Footsteps locations. Yes, no discount card needed to get great savings. It's Footsteps Customer Appreciation Day sale on Wednesday, 8th February. Footsteps, bringing it all together.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
In news from the region now, in Trinidad and Tobago, the carnival season is in full gear as the preliminary round of the National Junior Soccer Monarch competition was held on Saturday at Chuck E. Cheese's Chaguanas. The competition saw 28 contestants in both the junior and secondary schools category belt out their 2017 rendition for the judges in hopes of qualifying for the finals. C News reports.
The National School Circa Monarch competition has propelled the careers of many artists. To name a few, Patrice Roberts, Irfan Owls and Orlando Octave. And this year, youngsters between the age of 7 to 19 are competing for the coveted title of being named the Junior Monarch. But first, it was the prelims. Suyan Pantin of Arima New Government was one of the early competitors. Terry Perez followed with his song Choose. Fast forward to the seniors, Oduduwa Alako got things started with a super hype performance of Time of the Year. A strong contender, Naomi Frederick of Mukurapu West Secondary came prepared. But it was Sergio Cameo, a two-time former champ of Fatima College, that had the crowd in a frenzy.
Well, that's your business. I come here to pet. That's your business. I come here to pet. That's your business. I'm giving me all. I'm having a ball. If you want to stall, then don't come at all. I come here to pet. I come here to pet. Everybody jumping up on the party.
Sherilyn Lewis, CNews.
And internationally, U.S. President Donald Trump has accused the media of falsely reporting his order to temporarily ban travelers from 7 Muslim-majority countries from entering the U.S. In several U.S. cities, protesters took to the streets for a second day. DW News reports.
They're defying snow, ice and rain to express their anger. Trump's crackdown on immigration continues to raise tempers across the U.S. Tens of thousands took to the streets of Washington, New York, Boston, Michigan and Pennsylvania.
We're Americans. We're a nation of immigrants, and anybody who says that immigrants need to go home forgets that we were not the first people on this continent.
There were also demonstrations at U.S. airports, like here in Miami. Travelers from some of the 7 mainly Muslim nations affected by the ban have been detained even though they hold valid visas or green cards.
It really hit me very deeply, I think, as a Venezuelan who immigrated because my family faced political persecution, and I know what it's like to not be able to live in your country, to not feel safe. And I feel so sad for these people who are already vulnerable and we're detaining them.
Despite the protests and widespread international criticism, President Trump is standing firm. He's called his executive order, quote, a massive success. His spokesman also defended the travel ban.
It's a 90-day ban to ensure that we have further vetting restrictions so that we know who's coming to this country. The safety of the American citizens, the safety of our country has got to be paramount. And that's what the president did yesterday, is to ensure that the people that we're letting into our country are coming here with peaceful purposes and not to do us harm.
Demonstrators here do not agree.
We stand up what America is really all about: openness, acceptance, and diversity, not the isolationist and the fear and the hate that our so-called president is trying to portray.
Discontent is growing. Even some prominent Republicans are criticizing Trump's latest executive order. Democratic lawmakers say they intend to introduce legislation to overturn it.
And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Monday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and SafeTVGuyana.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast. and Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast. Thank you for welcoming us into your homes, and do have a blessed evening.